Do you know what today is? Today's monitor goes in the back box day to day. So this is one of those projects that involves having to do a number of different steps in order to do what I want to do, which is install the monitor. I need to know how high the LCD screen sits on my DMD panel. Remember, I refinished this, I repainted this. Remember this from a couple of videos ago. This was my Perspex. I've kept the protective screen on it because this scratches very, very easily. So it's going to stay on there for the entire build. It looks awful, but it's going to look great when it's finished. And then on the top of this is what's called an H channel. This simply slots in here. And then this whole DMD panel connects in here. There's a piece of glass that goes from here up to the top. My LCD panel, when I put this back in, is going to come up to this high. That's the gap that allows me to install the TV. So I have to reinstall the LCD panel, and then we'll go from there. So you can see how high this sticks up from. So I've got about 17 inches from there to there. And my monitor is 17. So this is the idea. I painted this the other day. The monitor or the TV is going to attach to this, just going through a verse amount. I'm not using this plate, I'm just using the spacing to match the back of the TV to drill the holes into this piece of wood. I then bought these little brackets, so I'm going to put 2 on either side. I'm going to use, you know, a heavy bolt to go through with a washer. It's going to allow me some room to play, which is what I want. So I'm going to bolt that through. And then these two are going to attach to the side of the back box. And I'm going to use a bolt to go through here. And then these T-nuts. I think these are called T-nuts, aren't they? I'm going to drill them into the side of the cabinet. And then it's just going to go through. So that's the plan. So we'll give it a go. So I've drilled the 4 holes. I'm not going to put these on yet. I'm going to have a look at mounting the TV with the holes here. So okay, so I've made the 4 holes. This is the Visa mount to get the positioning that matches the back of the TV. So I'm going to drill these holes here. I bought these screws the other day. These are the right screws for the back of the TV. So I'm going to match the screw width for the holes, for the drill. Because these holes have to be quite accurate, I'm going to start off with a smaller drill, just to drill a pilot hole. So I'm going to get that dead center in each circle. Alright, so we're going to mount this to the back here. As I said, I got these screws a while back. So obviously you've got to make sure that it's not too deep. You don't want it going straight back into the TV or else it'll destroy it. I'm using a washer, and so I'm going to hopefully these line up. So I re-drilled the holes. There was enough resistance that it worried me a little bit going to the back of the TV. So I just went an extra drill bit size up, which gave me a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of forgiveness. So that's mounted in there quite well. So we're gonna position this in the back box. So one of the tricky things is that, as I mentioned before, the monitor has to sit close to the glass. I have the piece of glass. I got it cut from Hobby Lobby. I don't want to use the glass because if anyone's going to break the glass, it's going to be me. So I'm trying to think a way that I need to sort of draw an imaginary line of where the glass will fit. I might cut some cardboard, put it in there, or even draw a line. I'm not sure. And then lay this flat and try that. So rather than cutting cardboard, or you actually using the glass, I'm going to draw a pencil line of where I think the glass is going to fit, and I'm just going to use that as my reference point. So I've laid the cabinet on its side. Not sure why no one said anything when I mounted this to the back of the TV. I'd actually forgotten to put these on. So I'm going to do that now. So the bad news is that didn't fit, and it's because I messed up the measurements. I didn't take into consideration the top of the back box, which has this bracket at the top here. And so the TV won't fit in with this DMD panel. I'd built a ledge, which I now have to take off, and I'm hoping that's going to give me the 6 mils that I need. So that's frustrating, but that's okay. We'll take care of it. I gotta now, this is glued, so I now have to unglue it and be careful with it and not slice my hand off. Okay, so that's that off. So that's good. I didn't minimize the damage. The annoying thing is, you know, putting the TV in and out is trying to minimize the damage, and that breaks my heart. Fortunately, it's not where it's going to be visible, but I have to obviously be careful because yeah, this is, oh my god, that looks terrible. I also realized when the bracket on the back of the TV bumped into that, I got to move that around as well. So a couple of bumps, but we're going to get back on track. So I've put the DMD panel back in. I took off that little strip, and now I'm going to try and get the monitor back in. Holy, what the heck? This is tricky. This is freaking tricky. Okay. A millimeter to spare. It's ridiculous. Okay. It's not bad. So I'm trying to decide whether the best way to do this, because I've only got a millimeter spare and it's not enough, and I don't like not having enough forgiveness. I took the board off the back of the TV. I'm going to try and mount this board first, but I've got to be really accurate because, as I said, I've only got a millimeter to play with. But I'm going to, you know, I did mark a hole here for this bracket. The brackets are loose, so I have play there. So that's going to be my strategy. We'll get this done. For this, I'm going to be using these T-bolts, T-mounting bolts, I think they're called. They go in there. I'm going to use some Forstner bits. Yeah, so you can watch. As you can see, this bracket is going to bump into this, so I need to move this bracket down a little bit. So I have to take this down and redo those, both sides. So for some reason I'm getting a couple more bumps along the way. I am this much off. I drilled this in the wrong, put this in the wrong place. I got to move it this way. This is getting kind of frustrating. But yeah, these are my blunders. All right, so I finally got it in after some perseverance and a little bit of swearing as well. I had some problems with the brackets, which I'll show you in a little bit, but for all intents and purposes, it is in. This is a scratch, which is collateral damage. This is the back. I had, as I said, I had some things come out, so I'm not sure if I used the best possible way to mount this, but it's in. I'm not going to fine tune it. There's still plenty to do. I've actually got to put something up, and a toy up there, a replay knocker. So the TV is eventually going to come out at some point as well. But it's kind of done, this step. It does fit. I had about 1 millimeter to spare. Not even. So, yeah. All right, so that's that done.